Alright, welcome back everybody. We are going to do a pod review today on that pepper right there. And I have done pod reviews on that in the past, but we're going to revisit this pepper again this year and just kind of bring more awareness to it because I don't think it gets as much love as it should. But it's a great pepper to grow and it's a great pepper to know about. So this pepper is called the hot marbles pepper. And there are 4 different variations of the marbles pepper in general. There's actually a few more, but generally the 4 major ones would be the hot marbles, the holiday marbles. I think there's one out there called Christmas marbles. And then there's one out there called 5-color marbles or something like that. There's generally those 4, and then you got some other variants. You got the large marbles, and you got black marbles, and then there's a couple of different variations that go out there, purple marbles. But in general, the 4 that I know of are those 4: the holiday hot marbles, the 5-color marbles, and then I think there's one called the Christmas marbles. So those are the 4 that I know of. So anyway, let's take a closer look at it. And it's generally a marble pepper, and they can get anywhere from the size of a large marble and down to these plants, if you prune them down, you bring them in and out for the winters, these plants will generally stay really small, and the marbles will be much smaller, probably around that size, to even a little larger than the pea size. But this is about the common size for these marbles when you keep it pruned, and you cause the plant to become more of a bonsai than a regular pepper plant. So by keeping them pruned down short, they tend to stunt, or they start to bonsai. And they look really cool. You can bring them in and out for the year, and they're very highly productive even when they're that tiny. They'll literally put out dozens upon dozens upon dozens of these. And these plants can generally get, not real big, but I've seen these plants get as big as 30 inches, maybe 3 feet tall. So they can get some height to them. But all the ones I've ever grown never really got too much bigger than about 18 inches or so, and usually I keep wintering them over, so the plants get smaller and smaller as I do that because I'm always pruning them, and as you keep pruning them, they just generally stay small. So let's pick this one right here, show you what it looks like. Now again, this is the hot marbles. All right, I am going to be doing a review next year on the holiday marbles. I did get seed for that. I never was able to source seed for the Christmas marbles. And the 5-color marbles, it's out there. You just got to really hunt that one down. But there is a 5-color marbles out there. All right, so that's what it looks like. Give you a little bit of light here, maybe. I always say that, and it's probably good lighting regardless, but I can't see it really, Now, I got these glasses I'm trying to review to see if I can see it any better. Problem is I need glasses to see it, period, and I have to put either this on or the glasses, and so now I can't see it anyway, regardless whether I can see it through the screen or not. So that's it right there. All right, so let's turn you around. Give that a go. Alright, welcome back everybody. We're going to do a pod review today. It's going to be on this pepper right here, and that is called the hot marbles pepper. And again, like I said earlier in the video, I know I repeat myself, but I sometimes separate these videos from the beginning half to this half. But this what the hell was that? So anyway, there's 4 main variations of this pepper. That's the 5-color, the holiday marbles, the hot marbles, and I believe there's something called the Christmas marbles, I believe. And so this is for the hot marbles. We'll do a review on a couple of those other varieties next year, but this is for the hot marbles, which you see right here. And generally it's called hot marbles because these can get quite hot. I've had these things probably in the Scoville range of I'd probably have to say 60, 70,000, something like absolutely scorching. And then you eat the marble that's next to it, and it's like almost no heat on it at all. So the heat varies from pepper to pepper, so you don't know what you're going to get. It really does vary quite a bit. So there it is. You look at that. I'm wearing these glasses. These glasses are supposed to help me see better without glare, but the thing is I need glasses underneath it because I need reading glasses. But we'll see if it helps. It seems like it's helping, but Anyway, that's it. Let's give it a go. Seeds are small. That's good. Okay, so straight out the gate, let's get into the flavor of it. We'll take another bite and then try to get into the heat more. And this particular one has low heat, so let's really get into the flavor of this thing. Let's talk about that flavor and the marbles. In general, marbles peppers are considered ornamental peppers, and generally ornamental peppers are not usually grown for the deliciousness of their fruits and, the high production of fruit so you can eat them and put them in salads. Though you can do that, and keep in mind that's not generally the purpose for this pepper. There's hundreds of other varieties you can do and grow for that purpose. Most people just grow these in pots. And they like to bring them in for the winter because they pretty much produce peppers almost all year long, and it's a real nice house plant. If you really take care of it, it really looks good on a dining room table. They're not very demanding. They don't need a lot of light, and they'll just keep growing. And as long as you take care of it and don't overwater it during the winter months, it'll grow fine, and you can bring it out every year and put it on your porch and that kind of a thing. But as far as the flavor goes on this, now these peppers generally have a ornamental pepper type flavor, or you want to even go into the bird pepper flavors. I'm kind of separating those flavors from the general other peppers, like either bell peppers or cayennes or habaneros, that kind of. I'm kind of separating those flavors because the flavors of these particular peppers are a lot different in general than really anything else. Yeah, if you were to put it into a major flavor, yeah, it'd start to fall into that cayenne side of things, though it doesn't taste like a cayenne. So I need to kind of pull away from that with certain varieties of these peppers. Like these bird peppers and these ornamental peppers, they got a flavor profile of their own. They don't really fall into the cayennes, though some of them may fall into that cayenne flavor profile or the bell pepper flavor profile. But oftentimes with these peppers, they really got their own flavor and they got their own atmosphere as far as that goes. So I can't really bunch them up as a general flavor profile, what it might taste like. Definitely not falling into the cayenne side of things, and it ain't falling into the bell pepper. So that's why we're going to start calling these flavors more of a bird pepper flavor, that kind of a thing. So yes, there we go. It goes into that bird pepper type flavor again, and it's kind of a tangy type of a flavor too. They oftentimes, sometimes you get them where they're not so tangy, but oftentimes when you eat these, they're often tangy, and most of the times you don't know when they're fully ripe. I usually wait until they're like completely red, dark red, and like almost getting a little bit wrinkly almost, if you will, and at that point you're generally not going to get too much of that bitterness, because it really, at that point, it really converts over quick. But you do get a bitterness type of acidy taste with these kinds of ornamental peppers oftentimes, and this is no different. This one has a little bit of tanginess to the flavor, and as far as the taste of the pepper itself goes, in general, it just has that bird pepper ornamental. I can't tell you what it might taste like because there's really nothing else that really tastes like it. We'll take another bite and we'll see if I could come up with something. There's really nothing else that I can really describe it as. It's a bird pepper, ornamental pepper type of flavor. That's really what it tastes like. They're very nice too, by the way. That flavor is very desirable. I often like to pick peppers like this when I'm working outside. Generally, I'm hoping that they're not too hot, but I like to munch them down while I'm in the field working the tomatoes and stuff like that. I generally like to grab one or two of these, pop them in my mouth, and grab some of those, those Mexican sour gherkins. I grab them, and then I'll eat some of them at the same time. Now I'll eat a few tomatoes, and so I turn it into a meal as I'm working through the garden. That way I don't have to stop and go in and prepare something to eat. But these are a nice pepper to do that with. They're generally small. Usually they're not very hot, though I have had these where they're extraordinarily hot. Absolutely mind-bending hot. Not as common. It's not very often, but you do get them where they get hot. But most of the time you could eat them, they're not very hot. And the flavors are very nice. The flavor is the kind of a flavor that really goes, like if you ate like one of those Mexican gherkins, or you eat one of those green those green beans that I eat when they're green, and you eat this in contrast with it, like you pop one of them in your mouth and you chew up a green bean alongside with it, man, that flavor, because it almost has like a slightly, almost like apple cider vinegar type effect, but not strong. It doesn't taste like apple cider vinegar, but it has a slight acidity effect like apple cider vinegar, and it almost kind of mimics like it might even have a little salt in it. So that, to me, you eat one of these, eat a little tomato and a bite off of a green bean. That's like eating it, like sticking your fork into a salad and eating a salad spoon. It's with oregano and salt, pepper, oregano, olive oil, and I mean, the only thing it does have is the oil, but everything else is there. It's like eating a whole salad. And this really gives you a little bit of that flavor when you're foraging. So just one of the little things I like to do with some of these little peppers around here, and kind of bump around with them. But yeah, this is a good pepper to grow, guys. If you're looking for an ornamental pepper that's relatively easy to grow, it's easy to maintain, it's pretty productive, you can get a lot of peppers out of it. If you're looking for something like that, this is a good choice for you. And it's not a kind of a pepper where you're going to have to struggle with. And again, if you prune them down, you keep them small, they dwarf after a while, and they never really get big again. They just stay like little house plants. They stay like bonsais, and they produce a ton of pods. And you can really trim them up nice to make them look like a bonsai, so to speak. In fact, I think a lot of people do that with a lot of these ornamental peppers. They just turn them literally into pepper plant bonsais, because they generally don't get big and they'll stay small if you keep them in a pot. But that's about it, guys. That's about all I know off of this offhand. What I'll do is whatever information I got, I'll put in the description below. I will also leave a link that'll bring you to the website, and you can buy the seeds if you want to give it a grow. I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care.